What if the very struggles you face are not punishments, but preparations? What if the pain that weighs heavy on your heart is not a sign of abandonment, but the very tool being used to carve out space for something greater? Throughout history, every story of transformation has carried within it a moment of breaking, a moment of fire, a moment when life seemed unbearable. Yet beyond that moment, something new emerged, stronger, brighter, more whole than before. Pain has always been the gateway to renewal, but only when it is met in a certain way. You've felt it before, the heaviness of nights that feel endless, the pressure of circumstances that seem unmovable, the silence when you pray for change and nothing stirs. But look closer. In that silence, something is happening. Behind the curtain of your perception, the universe is arranging pieces you cannot yet see. The very moment you feel weakest may be the moment you are nearest to breakthrough. The question is not if pain can turn into blessing, but how you align yourself so that it does. When the storm surrounds you, the first instinct is often resistance. You want to fight it, escape it, silence it. Yet pain has a way of shaping you in ways comfort never could. Fire refines gold, pressure creates diamonds, storms strengthen the roots of a tree. In the same way, difficulties do not arrive to destroy you. They arrive to carve strength, patience, and depth into your being. Without them, the soul would remain shallow, unprepared for greater blessings. Every challenge you face becomes a mirror, reflecting who you are and who you can become. Struggles strip away illusions, forcing you to see what truly matters. They push you into places where you must expand, where the old version of yourself can no longer survive. In this way, pain is not a wall, but a threshold. Crossing it requires surrender, not in weakness, but in trust that something larger is at work. Think of the strongest people you admire. Their resilience was not built in seasons of ease. It was forged in nights of uncertainty, in losses that demanded faith, in valleys where they had no choice but to keep walking. The universe does not waste storms. Each one carries a lesson. Each one sharpens the spirit. Each one is an initiation into higher strength. When you resist the refining, the pain lingers. But when you allow yourself to be shaped, when you recognize that the storm is forming you for something beyond this moment, you unlock the hidden blessing within it. Pain becomes purpose. Struggle becomes preparation. You are not being broken down. You are being built up for what is already waiting. So the first shift begins here. Instead of asking, why me? You ask, what is being formed in me? That single question transforms the meaning of every difficulty and opens the path for blessings to flow. After the refining comes revelation. The storms that test your spirit are never meant to leave you empty. They prepare the ground for something you could not have seen otherwise. Difficulties often arrive disguised as endings, but within them are the seeds of new beginnings. When life seems to strip something away, it is often clearing the space for a door you would not have noticed without the loss. Pain, in this way, becomes the hand that points toward hidden doors. Think of moments in your life when something collapsed unexpectedly. At first, all you saw was the rubble, the broken plans, the unanswered prayers, the silence of uncertainty. Yet later, a new path emerged, one that could not have been discovered if the old structure had remained standing. Just as a seed must break before roots can grow, your challenges are often the breaking that makes way for a greater unfolding. The universe is not shutting you out, it is redirecting you to something higher. The difficulty lies in perception. Pain narrows vision, making it hard to recognize opportunity when it arrives disguised as struggle. You may be so focused on what is going wrong that you overlook what is quietly being prepared. A closed door may sting, but what if that door was never meant to hold the life you were created for? What if the rejection you faced was actually protection, guiding you towards something more aligned with your destiny? The universe often moves in silence, weaving blessings into places where your eyes see only obstacles. But to discover these hidden doors, trust is required. You are not asked to understand every detail. You are asked to keep walking. Faith is the key that turns struggle into passage. When you release the need to control outcomes, you open yourself to possibilities that cannot be orchestrated by your own effort alone. The universe delights in surprising you, leading you to breakthroughs you would never have planned for yourself. What seems like the end is often the threshold of something greater. So remember, pain is not simply something to endure, it is also guidance. Every struggle has the potential to become a passageway into deeper growth, wider horizons, and unexpected abundance. The universe turns pain into blessings when you allow difficulties to redirect you, when you trust the hidden doors being revealed in your journey. In this way, what once felt like loss becomes the very path to fulfillment. Once the hidden doors begin to appear, another truth reveals itself. You were never meant to walk through them, relying only on your own strength. Pain, while it refines and redirects, also humbles. It strips away the illusion that you can carry every burden alone. The very moments when you feel most powerless are often the moments when the universe draws you closer, inviting you to lean on a strength beyond your own. Here lies a profound mystery. Blessings become visible when dependence on higher power replaces the weight of self-reliance. So many battles are fought in silence, with the belief that everything must be fixed by human effort. You try to control outcomes, to force doors open, to hold together what is crumbling. Yet pain has a way of bringing you to the end of yourself, not to punish you, but to show you that your strength was never the only strength available. The breaking point becomes the meeting point, where the universe steps in and carries what you cannot. It is often at the moment when your hands let go that the blessing begins to unfold. Dependence is not weakness, it is alignment. A branch does not bear fruit by striving, it bears fruit because it remains connected to the vine. In the same way, when you lean into the higher power that sustains all life, you tap into wisdom, guidance, and provision that cannot be found in isolation. Pain trains you in this dependence. It reminds you of your limits so that you can discover a source with no limits. And once you taste that strength, you realize the blessing was never just about what you received externally, but about the transformation of your inner posture. Through dependence, pain itself begins to shift. Illness reveals the blessing of healing that flows deeper than the body. Financial lack teaches you to see abundance as energy that cannot be confined to numbers. Broken relationships awaken a love that transcends circumstance. Each struggle becomes a lesson in trust, drawing you closer to the one truth that cannot be shaken. You are never alone, and the universe is always moving in ways unseen. The universe turns pain into blessings when you stop carrying the storm by yourself, and instead allow divine strength to sustain you. Struggles become sacred ground, where you encounter not only solutions, but a relationship with the source of life that no loss can take away. In dependence, you discover that your pain was never wasted. It was the very bridge to a blessing greater than anything you could have achieved on your own. Dependence on higher power does not only lighten the weight of the storm, it also sharpens your awareness. When you stop striving alone and begin trusting the unseen hand that guides you, you become more sensitive to the signals that blessings are drawing near. Pain is not only a test, it is also an announcement. Before transformation fully unfolds, the universe often leaves signs along the way, reminders that you are closer to breakthrough than you realize. The first sign appears in pressure. Just as darkness deepens before dawn, challenges often intensify before the blessing arrives. Life may feel heavier than ever, as though everything is pressing against you at once. Yet this is not evidence of failure, it is confirmation that you are near a turning point. Resistance is strongest when change is at the door. When you understand this, pressure no longer feels like punishment, but as proof that the universe is preparing to act. Another sign comes through peace that makes no sense. Your circumstances may not have shifted, but something within you softens. a quiet strength begins to hold your heart, even though logic says you should still feel anxious. This peace is not an escape from reality. It is a signal from the universe that reality itself is about to shift. It is the whisper that says, "Hold on, I am working," and it prepares you to walk into blessings with calm instead of fear. Small victories are also signs of greater blessings on the horizon. They may look insignificant at first, a door opening slightly, a problem easing after years of stagnation, a glimpse of light in what was once only darkness. These are not random, they are markers along the path, reminders that the universe is already arranging the bigger picture. When you notice them, you strengthen your faith, and your gratitude becomes the magnet for the greater blessing that is on its way. And perhaps the clearest signs appear within you, a pull to pray more deeply, a stirring of gratitude in the midst of struggle, a quiet sense that you are being drawn closer to the source of life. These are not just emotions, they are preparations. The universe draws you inward before pouring outward blessings, ensuring that your spirit is ready to carry what is coming. When you notice these shifts, do not dismiss them. They are the signs that your pain is already turning, that the blessing is nearer than your eyes can see. Recognizing the signs of breakthrough is powerful, but the journey does not end there. Once you see the hints that blessings are near, the waiting begins, a season that can feel both hopeful and heavy. Waiting is often where faith is most deeply tested, because the promise is close but not yet visible. And yet, how you move in this space of waiting often determines how fully you step into the blessings the universe has prepared. The first key is faith. Faith is not passive. It is the steady anchor that keeps you from drifting when the waters are uncertain. It is easy to believe when everything is aligning, but true faith is forged in the in-between, when nothing seems to change, yet you choose to trust anyway. In those moments, your persistence becomes a declaration to the universe that you believe its word more than your circumstances. That trust is what turns waiting into sacred preparation instead of wasted time. Gratitude is the second key. While waiting, discouragement can creep in and blind you to what has already been given. Gratitude shifts your vision. It keeps your heart open by reminding you of the blessings that have already carried you this far. When you give thanks not only for what has happened, but also for what is still unseen, you align yourself with abundance. Gratitude while waiting is more than a practice. It is a signal of faith, an energetic invitation for blessings to reveal themselves in their fullness. The third key is obedience to what is present. Many people overlook this, but it carries profound weight. While waiting for the larger promise, you are still entrusted with smaller responsibilities, relationships, opportunities, daily tasks. These are not distractions, they are part of the training ground. Being faithful in the small creates capacity for the great. When you honor what the universe has placed in front of you today, you show readiness for the greater blessings of tomorrow. Finally, remain connected through prayer and service. Prayer keeps you aligned with the flow of divine wisdom, softening doubt and renewing hope. Service keeps your spirit alive by lifting others, even as you wait for your own breakthrough. In helping someone else carry their burden, your own feels lighter, and the universe multiplies blessings through your willingness to give. Waiting, then, is not idle time. It is sacred time, where faith is strengthened, gratitude deepens, character is refined, and the heart is prepared to receive blessings beyond what pain ever suggested possible. In conclusion, pain is never wasted. Every storm, every burden carries within it the seed of transformation. The universe does not let suffering define you. It uses it to refine, redirect, and prepare you for blessings greater than you imagined. When pain is met with trust, when waiting is filled with faith, gratitude, prayer, and service, hardship becomes the soil where joy takes root. So remember, the universe turns pain into blessings when you align with its higher purpose. Your challenges are not the end of the story, but the doorway to something greater. Hold faith, keep your heart open, and you will see that every storm was worth enduring.